Good evening. I'm Keith Smith, Associate Vice President for Community and Government Affairs here at Nash Community College. Please let us pray. As the history of Nash Community College continues to be recorded, I ask that you invoke your spirit upon the 2011 commencement ceremony. I ask that those students who have worked diligently to pursue their degree, diploma, and our certificate not be denied their proper recognition, and that their parents, spouses, and other family members and friends join them as they celebrate their accomplishments. Please affirm to the faculty and staff of this great institution we call Nash Community College, its mission is continually being fulfilled, and to the Board of Trustees that its governance has created the dynamics for each person being recognized here today to be a positive contributor to our community, state, nation, and world. I humbly submit this invocation to the one who sustains us all. Amen. You may be seated.
Good evening, everyone. I am William Lee Hill, Jr., AKA Bill Hill, your outgoing Student Association President, and your N4C SGA parliamentarian. I bring you greetings from the student body. I will not keep you long, even though this is a very emotional time for me. I could spend my allotted time period just thanking all of you that have touched my life so personally. But for the sake of time, I will say, giving honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, to the president of this great college, Dr. William Carver, trustee chairman, Mr. William Mashbourne, honored platform guests, faculty, staff, family, friends, alumni, and most importantly, you, my fellow students of the 43rd graduating class of Nash Community College. Thank you for giving me the honor of speaking to you on this special occasion, your graduation day, my graduation day. This major event in my life began in 2008, a week before Thanksgiving, when I was laid off from a local manufacturing company here in Rocky Mount. It was a terrible time to be unemployed because Wall Street was in the midst of a financial meltdown, and the future looked bleak for many Americans all across this great country of ours. But during these darkest days, I saw a ray of light, and it beamed and originated from Nash Community College. I followed that ray of light and entered Nash in January of 2009 with a mission to be the best of the best at Nash. Today you are looking at the results of a mission that was driven with emotion, enthusiasm, and determination, not only in Bill Hill, but in every person this evening seated in Brown Auditorium in a cap and gown. Little did we know that our hopes and dreams were right around the corner, right down the road, or just over the next hill. For some of us, life's journey has been a little longer and a little harder, but we never gave up or gave in. Thanks to the compassion and dedication of the faculty and the staff here at Nash Community College, the burdens of school were immensely reduced because of their personal care and attention to each and every student, concerns and questions. Thank you so much for that ray of light that beams from each of you, and for not only going that extra mile, but showing us the love and commitment we needed to realize our full potential. Will the family and friends of this year's graduating class please stand? As we persevere to achieve our educational goals at Nash Community College, you, our family and friends, patiently and willingly supported us with your love, your understanding, your words of encouragement, and your faith in our ability to make it to this day. On behalf of the 2011 graduating class, I say thank you. You may be seated. To the members of this graduating class of Nash Community College 2011, all I can say is, hey now, hey now. We have experienced some good days and some bad days, but thanks again to God and our Nash Community College family, our good days have outweighed our bad days. But we never lost sight of our ultimate goal, to walk across this stage. This evening we have achieved our goal. Yeah, yeah. I would like to leave you with the words of two songwriters. If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or a song, if I can show somebody that he's traveling wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. You see, college teaches us more than just the old R's, reading, writing, arithmetic. Here at Nash, we learned a new set of life skills and a new set of R's: to be ready, responsible, reliable, and most importantly, respect. Graduating class of 2011, take these skills and communicate them daily to everyone you meet. Also apply them daily in the pursuit of all your future goals and endeavors. Always remember, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Live long and prosper. In conclusion, we've only just begun to live. So many roads to choose. We will pick one and start anew, because we've only just begun. But always remember, all roads lead back home to Nash Community College. Thank you.
Bill, I don't think you should have been a machining student. I think you should have worked on an English degree or something. Did you write that yourself? He's not paying any attention to me. It's not good. I haven't given you the diploma yet. Good evening. I'm Bill Carver, president of Nash Community College, and welcome to our 2011 commencement ceremony. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to preside over this event tonight, and I want to congratulate each of you graduates. I got a little housekeeping that I always do, graduates, that just to let you know, I'm kind of quirky, and those that know me in the group, and I see a couple that do know me and know me well, they know, yeah, you are quirky. But there are 400 of you, 408 actually, and 178 that are actually marching tonight. It's a big group. Sorry about those others that couldn't make it, but for those that are here tonight, I want you to know that I always give out a $2 bill to you as a memento of this occasion. And somebody said, why $2? I said, well, it's just better than $1. And you always know that it came from us. It's stamped with the date on there. And when I started doing that, it would buy a gallon of gas. Sorry. We also have somewhere, I don't know where they put it. There is a plaque somewhere that will have your name on it. You probably have seen those in the library. Where are they? Over there. Okay. To commemorate the occasion. So, yes. And now for the final quirkiness. You are the mulberry group. Last year, Mr. Briggs, they were the fig group, but I always give 3 trees to the graduating class. Y'all are mulberries. They're already planted, and I'll show them to you if you ever come back to visit us. We hope that they'll be. And why trees? Why fruit trees? Because the roots of education, I didn't invent this phrase, it's some Chinese guy. The roots of education can be often bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Mr. Hill, I think that's what you were talking about. So I hope that those trees will, and Mr. Briggs, you're wondering why I mentioned figs. I thought last year was going to be the bad budget year, and I thought we'd be down to fig leaves. I think it's going to be this year. And now, before I introduce the speaker this evening, I would like to recognize the Nash Community College Board of Trustees. These individuals serve as the governing body of this institution. They volunteer their time and effort to ensure that Nash Community College is serving the educational needs of the citizens of this area. I ask that each board member please stand as I introduce you and remain standing. Audience, please hold your applause until each board member who joined us this evening could be introduced. Mr. Bill Marshman, Board Chair, Rocky Mount. Mrs. Doris McBride, Vice Chair, Nashville. Mr. Ed Bissett, Spring Hope. Mr. Sam Dickens, Rocky Mount. Mrs. Catherine Fisher, Rocky Mount. Mr. Paul Jaber, Rocky Mount. Mr. Jim Sabiston, Rocky Mount. Mr. Danny Tyson, Spring Hope. Mr. David Warren, Raleigh, and Mr. Barden Winstead, Rocky Mount. Audience, please give these individuals, as I said, they volunteer their time, and they're out here a lot working on many issues to make this a better place. We have some other special guests with us this evening. We have Steve Felton, who's president of our foundation board. If Mr. Felton, will you please stand up and wave to the audience for us? Lynn Brown, on our foundation board. Former board chair and foundation member Ed Moore, I think he's with us. We have Sonny Brantley, who's on our foundation. Thank you, Sonny, for being here. I said, Mr. Johnson, you're here with us. Mac McBride, thank you for being with us. And certainly a very special guest, Mrs. Sadie Dowdy, who is Ken and Briggs' mother. Ms. Dowdy, thank you for joining us. She's a native of, well, I know you worked and lived in Durham for many years, and I always tell people, when I was surprised when I met you the first time that you had worked for WTVD, and she actually knew Peggy Mann. For those people that knew who Peggy Mann was, I was on the Peggy Mann show one time. And then she didn't let me talk. Now I get a chance to speak. And then my wife is here tonight. Janet, will you please stand up and wave to everybody? Thank you. Get in trouble if I don't introduce the wife. And if you can't tell that this is a special occasion, Dr. Parrott, look at all the geraniums we have. You know, when you put the geraniums out in the ferns, it's graduation time. Graduates, you have reached a milestone in your academic career. Obviously, you did not obtain this educational goal without the dedicated and caring support system. At this time, I would like the faculty and staff of Nash Community College to please stand. Graduates, these are the individuals, along with your hard work, made it possible for you to succeed. Remember, this is a total effort. I now challenge you to build on this accomplishment. This evening is a rite of passage, a celebration in honor of your achievements. Students and guests, please join me in celebrating the faculty and staff of Nash Community College. And one other thing that's new to us this year, I understand that we've been filming for a couple of years, but now we're streaming to the World Wide Web, and we actually have some people somewhere in the world, I think it's about 50, that are tuning in tonight to watch you walk across the stage. Our speaker this evening is Kenan D. Briggs, Executive Vice President and Chief of Staff of the North Carolina Community College System. The Executive Vice President and Chief of Staff of the Community College System is responsible for the day-to-day operations of 225 staff individuals at the system office. Mr. Briggs, I think you're also responsible for a lot of the political job that goes on today. It's probably, that's the hardest part of the 225, looking after 225 people. That's the easy part. He provides direct supervision to the Chief Financial Officer, the Director of Human Resources, Director of Audit Services, General Counsel, Executive Director of the State Board, Director of Governmental Relations, and Associate Vice President for Research and staffs the Policy Committee of the State Board. Mr. Briggs holds a Bachelor in Arts degree in Sociology from North Carolina State University. That's a very good choice. And a Master of Public Administration degree in Urban Management from North Carolina State University. He participated in postgraduate study at the University of North Carolina Institute of Government. And Mr. Briggs is the Senior Past Budget Analyst for Higher Education for the Office of State Budget Management. He's also been a County Manager and County Administrator in Yadkin and Jones County. Mr. Briggs has been awarded the State Employees Union Certificate of Appreciation, the Barry K. Sanders Award for Outstanding Fiscal Officer in North Carolina State Government, and currently serves on the Barry K. Sanders Award Committee. Mr. Briggs resides in Cary with his wife, Kim, who's a nurse, and is the father of 3 daughters. Ladies and gentlemen, please give me a round of applause to our speaker this evening, Mr. Kenan D. Briggs.
I'm glad my mother was here to hear that introduction, because I think at some time in my life she didn't figure I'd ever get this far, but I did. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, community leaders, faculty and staff, invited guests, and most importantly, the 2011 graduating class of Nash Community Colleges. Good evening to everybody. I bring you greetings this evening from the State Board of Community Colleges and the System President, Scott Rawls. What a fabulous and exciting evening it is to be in Nash County and among the family of Nash Community College. I think graduation, Dr. Bill, is probably the most exciting time of my year because it makes all that crazy stuff we do in Raleigh become real, because we see the evidence of it in the lives that you students have led. It's exciting not only because it's a time to celebrate, but equally exciting are the beginnings and the new opportunities that come along in association with your graduation this evening and the results of your accomplishments. In effect, as you sit here tonight in anxious anticipation, I want you, the graduating class this year, if you will, to consider for one fleeting moment the concept of transition. I want to speak with you this evening about transition. Among several things, if you will, that President of this college, Dr. Bill Carver, and I have in common is that we are both from Durham, North Carolina, and we both went to North Carolina State University. This is not the Durham that people know today, but it's the Durham of the 1950s and the 1960s. Let's walk back in time a little bit to those days when Durham was a different place, both in transition as a community and transition of 2 former residents. Durham was once a train station, if you will, that became a tobacco town, not unlike Rocky Mount and most of Nash County used to be. In fact, W.T. Blackwell partnered with John Ruffin Green in the mid-1800s to form the Bull Durham Tobacco Company. From that lane, you would recognize, later came Bull Durham Chewing Tobacco and Cigarettes, and ultimately the Durham Bulls baseball team. Soon thereafter, Washington Duke, if you will, of the famous Duke family that later became Duke University by the family's generous contributions in 1924, formed the Duke & Sons Tobacco Company in Durham. These events, the formation of the tobacco industry in the mid-1800s, resulted in a rapid growth for a period of about 100 years, during which time the city of Durham became incorporated. Well, by the time Dr. Carver and I were born in the 1950s, Jobs at the Liggett Myers and American Tobacco Companies were so plentiful and the pay was so good, they were the best jobs in Durham to have. In fact, young people dropped out of school in Durham at that time so they could go to work in the factory making cigarettes because they worked for the union, the pay was good, and nobody ever thought those jobs would end. A formal education wasn't necessary to get good work, make a livable wage. Tobacco so dominated the city's core in Durham and the environment of those days that when my mama, who Dr. Carver introduced, would drop me off at the Durham Bulls Athletic Park, the odor of tobacco was so strong in Durham that all you had to do was breathe to smoke a cigarette. But tobacco was not all that dominated Durham at that time. As tobacco grew, so did the textile industry. Durham had more than its share of textile mills. In fact, East Durham and West Durham were dominated by textiles, and the core of the city was tobacco. I remember as a child, and as you get older, you go back to your childhood days, but I remember as a child playing basketball in old gyms built by Irwin Mills, the textile firm, where a fine white powder covered the walls and floors. They call that textile dust, that white powder. And again, young people had no need to complete school. They could drop out and go to work in those textiles mills because the jobs were plentiful, and they did it just like their mama and daddy had done it for generations. But like change that has come to Nash County, change came to Dr. Bill in my hometown in the 70s, in the 80s, and in the 90s. Tobacco consumption declined, and textiles either moved offshore or simply went out of business, and a lot of people were dislocated. It was no longer possible to be uneducated in Durham and to find sustainable employment because three important transitions, that word transitions, were taking place in Durham. First, in 1958, the Research Triangle Park was established, and in the 1960s, the early 60s, IBM came to town and brought a whole bunch of people from north of the Mason-Dixon line and a whole new form of technology and manufacturing. They were followed by Burr's Wellcome, who at that time was one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world, and other companies in technology and pharmaceuticals followed. The second thing that happened in Durham was that Duke University became a place of explosive growth, providing a number of jobs, but more importantly, it grew in education, it grew in research, and it grew in medicine and all the associated fields. And third, as a result of the civil rights movement of the early 1960s in Durham, in a sit-in at a Durham lunch counter, a strong and vibrant African-American community was beginning to grow and emerge, and North Carolina Central University came into its own. And of course, the biggest event of the early 60s where that of that change was Dr. Bill Carver and Kennan Briggs were born and went off to college at North Carolina State University. But it was a time of transition. So what does that have to do with you, graduating class? As you sit here tonight in anticipation and graduation, Nash County is not the same place when your grandparents or your parents or even a middle-aged adult like me look like 50, 40, 30, or even 20 years ago. The economy of this county has gone through tremendous change. Industry has come and gone and come back again. Nash has suffered through periods of high unemployment. We all know that. In the 1990s, in 2001 to 2003, and yes, during the Great Recession that we're still trying to climb our way out of. What were once farms and tobacco farms in Nash County have become subdivisions, if you will. But even that industry has suffered badly in this economy. What has been the one constant amidst all this transition in Nash County? This great learning institution, Nash Community College, has weathered all of those transitions. Thanks to its strong board, its excellent presidential leadership, and the great faculty and dedicated staff that you applauded earlier this evening. They've made Nash They've helped the people of this county come through incredible economic transitions and transformations. Just think about that. But what about you, graduating class? Whether you've come through Nash's signature programs in culinary, biotechnology, law enforcement, truck driving, electric lineman, machining, advertising and graphic design, nursing, or medical assisting, or whatever program you've come through. Whether you're transferring to Wesleyan or East Carolina or North Carolina State, whether you're graduating from the Nash Rocky Mount Early College High School, whether you're from Nash or Edgecombe or Halifax or Wake or Wilson counties, whether you were a dislocated worker, a high school dropout, a single parent, first-generation college like me, unemployed, underemployed, someone who wanted and needed a change in their life. You have been in transition, perhaps even more than you know. For example, Victoria Marchetta, who's thrived, graduating with honors and has been accepted to NC State University this fall. That's a good choice, by the way. Or Evan Kelly, an early college student who's graduating in 4 years rather than 5, will also be attending Dr. Carver in my alma mater, NC State. Or Carla Sandiford, a non-traditional student and dislocated worker who has retrained for a new career in criminal justice. The most critical factor at work in the transition from where you have been to wherever it is you are going is the time you invested here at Nash Community College. Long ago now, the city of Durham and the community was able to make a transition from a town whose traditional industries were in decline to one of Duke and North Carolina Central, to a city of medicine where research abounds and manufacturing of a different type has been reborn. Not textiles and tobacco, but modern technology like automotive transmissions. And long ago, 2 boys from Durham went away and have assumed leadership positions in the community college system. What made these 2 transitions possible for Durham and for Dr. Carver and me, and what makes that transition possible for you is very simply put, education. Where are you going? What is your path? What career are you transitioning into? Benjamin Disraeli once said, and I quote, "The success and secret of life is for a person to be ready when opportunity comes." Your credentials have made you ready. Those opportunities are at hand for you. As I close this evening, I want to provide you with one challenge, graduating class, and if you hear nothing else I say, hear this challenge. I challenge you to make Nash and the surrounding counties better places to live, to work, and to raise a family. You cannot afford to be complacent, and you cannot assume that someone's going to step up and fill the gap that you may be unwilling to step into. There is much need in your community in Nash County and the surrounding counties. There's great need at this time, and there's been a very deep and painful recession. Your education has prepared you to step up and fill those gaps and meet that challenge. So my thought follows my challenge and it's consistent. Sir Winston Churchill once said, and I quote, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." As you transition from this place this evening, remember those words and give back to your community. Make it, help it through the transition, just as 2 old boys from Durham once did themselves. And finally, may God richly bless you, the 178 participants graduating tonight from Nash Community College. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Briggs, for that inspiring message. Graduates and guests, it is my pleasure to acknowledge the Nash Community College Department Chairs and Associate Dean who will be introducing the degree candidates. Humanities and Social Sciences, Timmy Tucker. Mathematics and Sciences, Jenny Stokes. Business Technologies, Dr. Amy Harrell. Computer Information Technologies, Chris Morgan. Engineering and Manufacturing Technologies, Gary Blackburn. Health Sciences, Dr. Tammy Clark. Public and Human Services, Michael Drew. Thank you. We ask that as we begin calling the graduate names, that each of you be respectful to each of the graduates as their name is called and announced in order for the name to be heard by their family members and friends. Thank you.
Dr. Carver, Board of Trustees, faculty and staff and guests, it is our pleasure to present the candidates for the Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, Associate in General Education, as well as the Associate in Applied Science degree, diploma, or certificate. Okay. Catherine Eileen Braden, Associate in Arts with honors. Kiana Danielle Bratcher, Associate in Arts with honors. Jessica Lane Brown, Associate in Arts. Lindsay Amber Brown, Associate in Arts. David R. Cockrell, Associate in Arts with honors. Danielle Monet Daltrey, Associate in Arts. David Brandon Denton, Associate in Arts with honors. Anika Elantra Dickens, Associate in Arts with honors. Allison Elizabeth Driver, Associate in Arts. India Zanetta Evans, Associate in Arts. Elizabeth St. Clair Everett, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science. Sadana Yvette Gunder, Associate in Arts with honors. Genesis S. Hernandez, Associate in Arts. Chelsea Christina Hill, Associate in Arts. Evan Michael Kelly, Associate in Arts. Christopher Scott Kenyon, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science with Honors, 2011 Outstanding Physical Sciences student. Paul Henry Krause, Jr., Associate in Arts with Honors, 2005 Outstanding Humanities student. Crystal Lewis, Associate in Arts with Honors. Autumn Sky Lynch, Associate in Arts. Victoria G. Marquetta, Associate in Arts with Honors, 2011 Student Ambassador, 2010 Outstanding Social Sciences student. Lilia Mariana Salazar, Associate in Arts with Honors. Nasser Ali Nashal, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science with Honors. Trenton O'Neill, Associate in Arts with Honors. John D. Pike, Associate in Arts with highest honors. Gregory Putty, Associate in Arts. Brittany Jo Smith, Associate in Arts with Honors. Anna Elizabeth Spivey, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science. Bobby A. Stocks, Jr., Associate in Arts, Associate in Science. Jordan R. Taylor, Associate in Arts with Honors, 2011 Outstanding Associate in Arts graduate, 2010 Outstanding English student. Shonda Marie B. Taylor, Associate in Arts. Michael Addison Teachy, Associate in Arts. Kristen Eva Tofton, Associate in Arts. Dennis Trevathan, Jr., Associate in Arts. Nicholas A. Tucker, Associate in Arts. Lauren Ward, Associate in Arts. Daniel Sawyer Winstead, Associate in Arts, Certificate in Welding Technology. Angelica Linnell Wright, Associate in Arts. Amanda Starr Young, Associate in Arts with Honors. Rebecca Cobb, Associate in General Education. Sharonda Levette Edge, Associate in General Education. Michael Anthony King, Associate in General Education, 2011 Outstanding Associate in General Education student. Marshall Dale Leonard, Associate in General Education. Brittany N. Manning, Associate in General Education with Honors, 2011 Outstanding Elementary Education student. Michelle Lynn Sprinkle, Associate in General Education. Sophia Y. Bell, Associate in Science. Stephen Robert Darkins, Associate in Science. Ashley N. Moore, Associate in Science. Douglas M. Pace, Associate in Science with Honors, 2011 Student Ambassador.
On behalf of the faculty of the Business Technologies Department, it is my pleasure to produce the following graduates. Bessie Arlene Locus, Associate Degree Accounting, Associate Degree Business Administration, Diploma Accounting. Sanithia Michelle Lynch, Associate Degree Accounting with Honors. Jacqueline Dolores Lynch Richardson, Associate Degree Accounting, Associate Degree Business Administration. Glecia Noel Silver, Associate Degree Accounting, Associate Degree Business Administration. Melissa Cooper Sledge, Associate Degree Accounting. Rachel Voorhees, Associate Degree Accounting, recipient of the 2011 Excellence in Accounting Award with Honors. Danyata Bryant Wright, Associate Degree Accounting. Tabitha A. Bales, Associate Degree Business Administration with Honors. Pamela Price Whitley, Associate Degree Business Administration with Honors. Lynn Elizabeth Bigness, Associate Degree Culinary Technology, recipient of the 2011 Excellence in Culinary Technology Award with Honors. Kenny Jamal Everett, Associate Degree Culinary Technology. Almonica Lynette Spate, Associate Degree Culinary Technology, Associate Degree Hotel and Restaurant Management, recipient of the 2011 Excellence in Hotel and Restaurant Management Award with Honors. Charlene Jamaica Hatfield, Associate Degree Hotel and Restaurant Management, recipient of the 2010 Excellence in Hotel and Restaurant Management Award with Honors.
On behalf of the Computer Information Technology Department, we'd like to recognize the following graduates. Julie F. Awadalawa, Associate Degree Advertising and Graphic Design with Honors. She is also the 2001 Excellent in Achievement Advertising and Graphic Design student. Elizabeth Lane Wyrick Lewis, associate degree, advertising and graphic design with honors. Brandon Jerome Lyons, associate degree, advertising and graphic design with honors. Ashley Renee Smith, associate degree, advertising and graphic design with honors. Paula P. Bailey, associate degree, computer information technology, CIT Visual Studio Programming Certificate, Help Desk Technology Certificate with honors. Also the 2011 Excellent in Achievement Computer Information Technology student. Barry Robert Lewis, associate degree, computer information technologies with honors. Crystal Michelle Ambrose, associate's degree, medical office administration, also office administration certificate. Denise Atkinson Kearney, associate degree, medical office administration, certificate, medical office administration with honors. Shamika Evans, associate degree, medical office administration. Glenda Brantley Lamb, associate degree, medical office administration, medical office administration certificate, medical coding billing certificate, all with honors. 2011 Excellent in Achieving Medical Office Administration student. Terry Lawrence, associate degree, medical office administration, medical office administration certificate, medical coding and billing certificate with honors. Vonetta Renee Wiggins, associate degree, medical office administration, medical office administration certificate. Ilona Narain, associate's degree, office systems technology. Sherry Brantley, medical coding billing certificate with honors. Vivian Gerald, certificate, medical coding billing and certificate. She was also the 2011 Excellent in Medical Assistant students. Leslie Lorraine Gilmore, certificate, medical coding and billing. Cassandra Schmidt, certificate, medical coding and billing. Norma Benisa Mendia, certificate, office administration.
On behalf of the Engineering and Manufacturing Technologies Department, it's my privilege to introduce these candidates. Michael Wright, associate degree, computer engineering technology. Stephen O'Neill Daniel, associate degree, electronics engineering technology with honors. Derek Levon Hansley, associate degree, electrical electronics technology with honors. Robert E. Lynch, associate degree, electrical electronics technology. Marvin Jerome Pitt, associate degree, electrical electronics technology with honors. Jeremy Bryant Gordon, associate degree, industrial systems technology with honors. Stephen Ralph Hayden, associate degree, industrial systems technology, certificate, electrical electronics technology, electrical wiring with honors. Darnell Johnson, associate degree, industrial systems technology. Terry Johnson Jones, associate degree, industrial systems technology, certificate, industrial systems technology mechanical, certificate, industrial systems technology, heating and refrigeration. William Lee Hill Jr., associate degree, machining technology with honors. Clark Martin Jr., associate degree, machining technology with honors. Charles Keith Leisure II, associate degree, welding with honors. Scott McIntyre, associate degree, welding technology with honors, and also the 2011 Outstanding Engineering Student recipient. James D. Morris, associate degree, welding technology with honors. Michael Scott Williams, associate degree, welding technology.
On behalf of Health Sciences, it is my honor to present the graduates for Associate Degree Medical Assisting, Ebony Cobb, Michaela Lee Cox, Wanda Dawson, Deborah Williams DeBrew, Sherry Thomas Denson with honors, Tanya Lynn Strum, for Associate Degree Nursing, Andrea Barkley, 2011 Excellence in Associate Degree Nursing with honors. Timothy A. Barkley. Jamie Michelle Davis. Amanda Jo Price Easter. Jennifer May France. Heidi Dawn Frazier. Tracy Lynn Garrow. Valerie Ann Gladstone. Quanisha Marie Hobley. Kimberly M. Hoff. Julie L. Hooks. April Bunn Horton. Lindy Short Medlin. Valerie Jean Murphy. Jaisal Patel. Lisa Michelle Pendergrass. Nikita Ayers Powell. Melinda L. Presley. Lonnie A. Sutton III. Jessica Nicole Williams. For associate degree, physical therapist assistant, Ashley Ivy with honors. Amanda Marie Gerald. Erin Smith Johnson with honors. Rebecca Gray Johnson. Stephanie Denise Lynch. Cassandra H. McAvoy with honors. Kelly Dawn Moody. Jarrell Travion Parker. Erica Wells Smith with honors. Ashley Ray Spencer. Miranda K. Stevenson. Kyle Varnell. For certificate in phlebotomy, Kimberly Aditra Brantley. Ann M. Brooks. Patricia L. Elias. Andrea Harris. Caitlin Doris Judge. Samantha Ashley Poole. Lisa Harper Richardson.
On behalf of the Faculty Department of Public Human Services, it is my honor to introduce the following candidates. Demetrius Vernell Clements, Associate's Degree, Cosmetology. Noah James Bartholomew, Associate Degrees, Criminal Justice Technology, Latent Evidence with honors. Crystal A. Carroll, Associate's Degree, Criminal Justice Technology and Latent Evidence. Shakanya LaVille Hilliard, Associate Degree, Criminal Justice Technology. Gary William Makovitz, Associate Degree, Criminal Justice Technology with honors. Tammy Brown Norris, Associate Degree, Criminal Justice Technology with honors. Leslie L. Bright Patterson, Associate Degree, Criminal Justice Technology. Donald E. Rackley, Jr., Associate Degree, Criminal Justice Technology with honors. Carla Faye Sanderford, Associate Degree, Criminal Justice Technology, 2011 Student Ambassador with honors. April Denise Carmichael, Associate Degree, Criminal Justice, Latent Evidence Concentration. Jennifer Gail Hughes, Associate Degree, Criminal Justice, Latent Evidence Concentration. Leslie C. Allen, Associate Degree, Early Childhood, 2010, Early Childhood Associate Student with honors. Latoya Danielle Battle, Associate Degree, Early Childhood, Certificate in Special Education. Kwamisha Olasha Battle, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Associate. Melissa A. Drake, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Associate, Certificates in School Age, Infant, Toddler, Early Childhood, and Early Childhood Administration. Brianna Danielle Dunn, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Associate, Certificates in School Age, Infant, Toddler, Early Childhood, and Early Childhood Administration. Trina Dupree, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Associate. Kimberly D. Mitchell, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Associate. Gloria Stewart Thomas, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Associate, 2010 Outstanding Early Childhood Associate Student, Certificates in Early Childhood Administration, Early Childhood Certificate, Infant, Toddler, and School Age with honors. Tamika Denise Tinch, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Associate. Sonia Powell Williams, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Associate with honors. Brian Douglas Dixon, Associate Degree, Emergency Preparedness Technology, 2009 Outstanding Emergency Preparedness Technology student with highest honors. Albert Ray Jones, Jr., Associate Degree, Emergency Preparedness Technology. Charletha Linnell Wallace, Diploma in Cosmetology. Nora Priscilla Broadnax, Cosmetology Certificate, 2011 Excellence in Cosmetology Award. Mary Beth Bullock, Certificate in Cosmetology. Kelly D. Ford, Certificate in Cosmetology.
So happy.
Amanda M. Hebert, Certificate in Cosmetology. Alicia Holloway, Certificate in Cosmetology. Thelma Peoples Jinkett, Certificate in Cosmetology. Sorry, Thelma. Tanasia L. Ransom, Certificate, Cosmetology. Cassandra Mitchell's Certificate in Cosmetology. Mistake. Correction. Infants, toddlers, and 2 certificate, not cosmetology. Wanda Creekmore, Certificate in Special Education.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to congratulate you on the achievements you have accomplished. Being recommended by the faculty and having completed the requirements for graduation as prescribed by Statute 115D of the General Statutes of the State of North Carolina, and by the authority granted to the Nash Community College Board of Trustees, I hereby grant the Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, and Associate in Applied Science degree, diploma, or certificate. To each of you, congratulations, and you may now turn your tassels.
Okay. Before we have our benediction, we would like to acknowledge the Red Oak Middle School Band for an excellent job. We have a lot of people here tonight, and we're glad that you've come to honor these graduates. We really would appreciate it if you would stay where you are until the people on the stage, the faculty, and the graduates have left the auditorium. It will take about 5 minutes for us to leave, and then you're free to congratulate your graduate outside the building to your right. Let us pray. Dear God, I have the honor today to dial into heaven to make this call to you on behalf of these students. Each of these students has completed the necessary steps in order to be a part of this graduation ceremony. I pray that you keep them and help them, that they will make good decisions in the months and years to come, and that they will be good keepers of the talents and the skills you have given them. We all share the world and its resources you have given us. Give these graduating students the wisdom to make the world a better place. In Jesus' name, amen.